Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Hi Martin.
Hi Sashni.
Can you tell us about the green ammonia export MOU that was signed by Hive Hydrogen and Itochu?
This is so great for South Africa. We're entering this new era to fight climate change. We're doing it the correct way. We're going the green hydrogen route. We're converting that into green ammonia, which is then used more widespreadly across industry to make steel green, to make cement making green, to make whatever you want green. And working with Itochu and Hive Hydrogen Africa is such a good thing, because this company is big, and we know the Japanese really want to go green. And going green in this way is the only clean, and that must be emphasized. I think Tulani Gabash, who's the chairperson of Hive Hydrogen Africa, needs to be complimented. He's a former CEO of Eskom. He then moved out of Eskom in around about 2008 and went into renewable energy. Renewable energy is at the backbone of this whole development, and you can see it coming in from Daar. It's going to come in from Daar, big volumes to the Kucha, and the Kucha port is ready for this export. So although we're short of ports, not Kucha, and I just get positive feedback from the developers of this project. I keep on saying, but what about all the infrastructure? They keep on saying, in the last 6 months, they cannot believe the welcome turnaround of our state enterprises. They say not only are they turning around themselves, but the level of the people that you deal with are so responsive, and they have nothing but good to say about the outlook from the infrastructural side for this project, which is 105 billion rand. And what they're saying is that there could be 50 of these. You still won't serve the world properly. They also say that if they can get going in the way they want to, inviting tenders next year, starting to move forward, by 2008 they'll be shipping this out, and when other companies see this, they believe there will be a lot more investment in South Africa. And we know that Sasol is also looking across at Bakubung. We know that Itochu is also working with Sasol. So the Japanese, you can see, are dead keen. The proceeding of this was an event in Tokyo where it was done at government level. So you've got it being done at government level, private sector level. And the big target now is to make sure that this is the lowest cost green ammonia in the world. And if they succeed with that, I think expansion here will be amazing. This is 20,000 people to start with. The spin-off could be huge from this, because you've got to have that backbone from the grid, and Eskom is already separating that company out so that that can be done more smoothly, and they are noticing it. They're noticing everything down there. They're also saying you can train your people, so they're going to upskill these people. And what is wonderful is that the Kucha port has got training facilities, so they have nothing negative to say. It's just positive all the way.
Now, what are the latest developments at the Bakubung platinum mine, where a sitin has been staged?
Yes, now, I don't think sitin should be staged around platinum group metals at the moment, because we know that the platinum group metals industry is battling. And I think that the unions should perceive this. They should perceive that this is not the time for huge demands, because this is the time for cooperation. When the price goes up, and it does in these cycles, that is the time to go for demands. But the Rusizwi sitin, I must say, was less worrying than Gold One out at Springs. With Rusizwi, at least the unions said, look, all the guys who are sick must come out. I think unions should do that. They shouldn't allow people who may have phthisis or whatever other diseases to stay under there for unnecessary hours. So that was a good move. And then they did, the sitin ended far sooner than we've seen happening out at Springs. So, In other words, you can sit in, manage it by the union, come out. But when they start taking hostages, as we've seen down in Goldwan, I don't think that should be allowed, really, because there was no talk of people who might be ill coming up there. There was talk from reports of people being assaulted under there. There was talk of, really nasty behavior by union. I don't think those people should get away with it. I know they're going to probably threaten and do all sorts of things. We can remember in the past, where some of these unionists would persecute those who were ill, even. Some of them used to go for, try and go for treatment at hospital during a period of like a strike or something, and they would be killed. So there's got to be huge tolerance here. Sit-in is one thing. Hostage taking is another thing. They should not allow that at Goldwan. I know the gold price is high, and it's a different situation. They want to get something out of there. You don't do it that way. And I think it should be absolutely made clear by the courts now. This is not only really bad behavior, but beating people up as well and being nasty under there is just not on.
Now, with South Africa's mining sector shrinking, there needs to be a turnaround plan. Do you think it's the duty of South Africans to unshrink the mining industry?
I think it is the duty of South Africans, because we know when the mining industry does well, South Africa does well, holistically, to try and close the inequality gap. Mining can help. To try and reduce poverty. Mining can help. To create jobs, not only directly, but indirectly through the spin-off. Mining can help. We know that this is an industry, along with agriculture, that can really grow this country. Since 1994, we've been on decline. We've shrunk. The start of that was by design. They felt that, the industry was just too big and it was too influential on everything else. Now we've reached the other end of the extreme. We have a coal industry that's got a finite horizon. We've got a platinum industry that's struggling at the moment. What we need to do is have everyone sit down, and I mean everyone. The finance departments, the financial institutions, the unions, everybody should sit down, the government, and make sure that we can grow this industry again. And the opportunity is there. Other countries are working on it at the moment. You've got the area to go into of critical metals. If they had to get that exploration right, get the cadastre right, and it can be done, you can have quickly investment coming in on the exploration front, which is needed. Greenfields exploration, that immediately means economic activity, which we want. We've got it now with the renewable energy, thank goodness, and there's some very big inputs by the renewable energy side. We could have it now with mining, and thankfully some parts of agriculture are also doing well. And we could have this turnaround, and we've got to have it.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
Great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next time for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. Do subscribe to Creamer Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly. Please email subscriptions at creamermedia.co.za.